Exactly.
Um, one of the last things I wanted to touch upon isn't really much to do with horror, but since
Sure.
you and me both spend a lot of time in the gym, what is your regimen for staying in the shape you need to be in to maintain the roles that you want?
Okay, when I got out of the hospital, um, I weighed 290 some pounds, and in the Funhouse Massacre movie, I got my shirt ripped off, and I had a 42-inch stomach, and I just looked sloppy as hell. And I said to myself, "There's no way in hell I'm ever going to look like that again." So whenever I get a little bit down on myself, I turn on that scene and I look at myself, and my ass is in the gym within 30 seconds because I'm not going to look like that. So what I did was I hired a nutritionist and I stopped eating all gluten. My diet is now gluten free. I cut out on dairy products. I'll put a little cheese on my salad, but when it comes to milk, I eat maybe a little bit of yogurt, maybe a little bit of cottage cheese. But I eat more fruits and vegetables now. I eat all white meats, and I cut out on my carbs. I still eat like sweet potatoes, and I still eat rice, stuff
Hmm.
like that. Complex carbs is going to burn out of my system quick, so my energy level's high. And then I work out at least 2 to 3 hours a day. I used to train like a bodybuilder, one body part a day. Now I'm a big component of what they call the push pull theory. Every movement is a pull movement, or every movement is a push movement. So, like on Mondays, I'll do back and bi and hamstrings and abs. Those are all pull movements. On Tuesday, I'll do triceps, chest, shoulders, quadriceps. Those are all push movements.
Hmm.
And then on Wednesday, I take it off. And then on Thursday, I go back to doing pull movements. And on Friday, I do push movements. And then on Friday or on Saturday and Sunday, I just do cardio. So I do weights 4 days a week. Wednesday, I'm sorry, I take kickboxing lessons from a buddy of mine who used to be a world champion kickboxer. His name's Mickey Skidova. Hey, Mickey. And, but he works with me on my flexibility.
Hmm.
He works with me on my balance and coordination. And so basically, I don't really get a day off. I do cardio 3 days a week, and I do weights 4 days a week. But I do everything high repetitions now. So basically, I'm doing like cardio. So I'll bang out 15. I go up 5 pounds, I do 12. I go up 5 pounds, I do 10. I go up 5 pounds, and I do 8. And then I move on to my next exercise. So, like, I'll do bicep curls, and then I'll do that, and then I'll do chest, or I'll do bicep, and then I'll do back, and then I do hamstrings, and then I go back and do another bicep exercise. I do another back exercise. I do another hamstring exercise, and then I stretch. Then the next day, I'll come in and I'll do triceps, bench, shoulders, and quadriceps. So what I'll do is I'll do bench because I always start with my larger muscles first. I'll do bench press, and then I'll do tricep push downs, and then I do lunges. I do walking lunges, and then I'll do front raises, side raises, overhead presses, and then or I'll do front raises and side raises. Then I go back and I do another chest exercise. I do another tricep exercise. Then I do squats, and then I'll do rear delt, and I'll do overhead presses. So I'm getting all my shoulders and stuff like that. But I do all things high repetitions. But I only do 2 exercises per body part. But by the end of the week, I've done 4 because I'm doing body parts twice, the same body parts twice a week, just
Hmm.
different exercises. And then with the kickboxing, it works on my stamina, works on my coordination, and it works on my balance. And then when I do my cardio, since I'm a personal trainer, I learned that each piece of cardio equipment will gauge your heart rate in a different velocity. So
Hmm.
I'll do 15 minutes on a treadmill, and I'll do interval sprints. I'll walk 2 minutes, I'll sprint as fast as I can for a minute. Walk 2 minutes, sprint, walk 2 minutes, sprint, walk 2 minutes, sprint. Then I go to a bike, and I'll do 15 minutes on a bike. I'll start off at like a level 10, I'll go up to a level 15, and then I'll go back to a level 10, each for 5 minutes. And then I do an elliptical machine. And the elliptical machine is I'll do a minute fast, 2 minutes slow. Minute fast, 2 minutes slow. Seems to work for me,
Hmm.
you know? But like anything, you got to confuse your muscles. You always got to keep your muscles guessing on what you're going to do. or you're going to get stagnant and you're not going to get any growth or any definition or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've realized with doing the personal training, diet is everything.
Yeah.
You are what you eat. The old saying, you are what you eat, you know?
Yep. I think I used to be over 300 pounds, and then
Really?
when the recession hit and I lost my job, I had nothing to do but eat the healthy stuff, which is the cheapest,
Right.
and work out.
If you eat healthy, it's more expensive. You're right.
Yep. And 100 pounds later, it made a huge difference in my health and everything. And it's a little harder now when you're a dad. It's harder to maintain that.
I understand that.
But then you start to feel it in your body. You start to be like, I don't feel as good as I used to.
When you cook the macaroni and cheese for the kids, it's awful good. You like to take a couple spoonfuls. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, because
I mean, like in everything you do, like in the movie business, like in the wrestling business, like in everything, you got to sacrifice to get to where you want to get. So I sacrifice macaroni and cheese to get a 6-pack abs. Or I sacrifice large McDonald's French fries, which I love, to get ripped up shoulders and get a decent chest.
Yep.
So like I said, everything you do in life, you have to sacrifice in order to get your goal. And I talk a lot about that in my motivational speaking, is about overcoming obstacles and sacrificing one thing to get to where you want to be.
Yep.
So like I said, it's I try to practice what I preach. I preach a lot, but I try to practice it, and I don't always do a good job, but I try.
Machines versus free weights. Free weights?
Better range of motion. A machine only allows you, like when you're doing a chest press, a machine only allows you to go out so far. It only allows you to come back so far. So if you're doing dumbbell presses, you can extend all the way out, and you can come all the way back down and get a good stretch. So any day of the week, anybody ever asks me, what's better, free weights or machines? Free weights, because it allows you a better range of motion.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Yep. It's just too bad. Like the free weight section of most gyms is always so small as compared to all the machines, because the machines are for the regular consumer based memberships you have, which is why I prefer the smaller independent gyms, because they're usually owned by bodybuilders, and and they train there, so you're gonna get the good stuff.
Exactly, I agree with you. You know what? If you're gonna use a machine, the best machine to use are the hammer strength. Because the hammer strength works on an individual pendulum. See, the thing I really don't like about the machines is if you have a straight bar, if my right arm's stronger than my left arm, my right arm's going to override my left arm to get that bar up. Where if you're on an individual pendulum, you're going to get the same amount of resistance and force in each arm. So I do like the hammer strength stuff.
The bad thing about the hammer strength stuff is it usually takes up a little more space, which is why a lot of the bigger gyms don't go with them. And we've got, I think, 5 of them in my gym, and they're the best. Pull downs, row, everything. Everything is individual pendulum, and oh God, I love it.
I know what you're saying. No, I agree with you 100%. I work at a YMCA. I guess our bad thing about the YMCA is you get a bunch of the older people that sit on the machine forever and talk. That's what gets me. But I love our gym, and it's like I've been a personal trainer there for 11 years, and it's like a second home. They're all about my movie career. They let me go when I need to go. I'm never going to get fired because my clients and everybody really pushes it. And then I invite them all to a screening, and they love it, because there's their trainer up on dressed up as a serial killing clown, stuff like that.
Luckily, for the older people that work out, because it's important that they get their physical fitness in. Our gym has a whole section that's just the hydraulic stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's all hydraulic for them. Just the entire side of the gym is just all for those people. And I really wish the bigger chain gyms would take notice of that, because as I've got older family members, I know that they're going to have to start going to the gym to do this, and they get kind of intimidated by the way most big gyms are set up. It seems like it's just geared towards your mid-20s to late 30s people that just hammer.
I usually, when I go out of town and stuff, I usually work out at LA Fitness. I kind of like the gym, but it's just a bunch of, and what gets me is if somebody who's new goes into a gym, they should have people set off to the side to show them how to use the equipment.
Yep.
Because I see people use equipment that are going to hurt themselves and have no clue what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you sit there and you watch, and then you kind of get aggravated because they take so long on the equipment. And those big franchises, they don't care as long as they're getting their money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, smaller gym, if you go to your gym and you're doing something wrong, 9 times out of 10, someone's going to come up to you and say, hey, why don't you try it this way? Or, hey, why don't you try it? In a smaller gym, you're more of a closer knit family, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
Where in a big, huge gym like LA Fitness or 24-Hour Fitness, you're just a number and they don't care as long as they keep pulling money out of your account, you know? That's a sad thing.
And anytime I go to my gym, most of the time, it's the owner is there. Her name is Jennifer Taylor. She's I think it's IFBB, female bodybuilder. Yeah, she's an IFBB champion. Yeah. And you'll see her walking around to like the newer members and showing them how to use the machines or how to properly lift. And you really don't get that anywhere. And that goes a long way.
You're right.
That helps people's self-esteem because a lot of people at the beginning of each year, you know how it is. You get that influx of people that are new to the gym, and they get so burnt out because no one shows them how to use the equipment. So they get frustrated and they give up. And you really need that person there to help them along and show them this is how you do it. If you have any questions, just ask somebody.
Right. Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
And that's
100%.
My wife and I are very adamant about having a healthy lifestyle and working out because we do it so much, and we just kind of want to pass it along. I know this has nothing to do with horror or anything. It's one of those passions that we have because we both used to speak to weight loss patients, people that would get the band, and we would tell them it's not an easy road. You either lose it by having something very bad happen, like when I lost my job, I had no choice because I had no money to eat.
Right. Or
you have to just keep on. I know it's like it might be 5 pounds a month, but it's 5 pounds a month you're taking off.
Exactly.
And the better you feel, the more you'll get into it, and then you get hooked on it, and then you'll keep doing it. It's no longer a habit; it is your lifestyle.
Sure.
And you'll live longer. Right. Everything will be better. You'll be along.
Every day I make sure that I get at least 8 hours of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I drink at least 3 to 4 protein shakes a day. Just because I spread them out where I'm eating every 3 hours. I don't eat big meals anymore. I eat every 3 hours.
Yep.
And I make sure I get at least an hour of some kind of exercise in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Something, just to keep, because I'm 45 years old. I'm going to start with the pro wrestling of 21 years. I can feel the arthritis already starting to creep into joints. And I got to stay flexible in order to be a stunt man and be able to move, in order to jump and roll and hop and climb and all this and that. They're not going to hire a stunt guy that can't do that.
Yeah.
Or if they want me to play an action hero and I can't run down the street, they're not going to hire me.
Yeah.
So I got to stay in shape. I got to look good, and I got to be at top of my game at all times.